Hello and welcome back, everyone. Thank you for everyone who stopped back in with me after the gaming stream. Needed just a little bit of a break to get the puppy back in order, get all of her craziness out, and see if I actually got my tablet issues resolved. Now, my desktop audio is going to be off, and it's probably always going to be off for art streams, so it's definitely a bring your own music kind of stream. I don't want to necessarily impose my own musical tastes on people when I'm working, and more than that, whenever there is a weird issue with my tablet where it decides to make an obnoxious Windows sound, I don't want other people to have to deal with that either. So what I'm doing today is I'm picking back up. I haven't drawn my dogs in quite a while. And I figured that a good way to just kind of loosen up would be to do some sketches, some studies, and please do let me know if the microphone is also in a bad way, because I have to look down for the most part to be using my tablet, but I'm not sure if it's positioned in a way that's picking up my voice quite right. Hey Marshall, how are you doing this evening? Thank you very much for being here. I hope things have been going well for you. I'd like to do some kind of style test because I innately kind of tend towards realism or semi-realism. And what I really want to do is figure out a simplified style for these guys that I enjoy creating and that it doesn't take me a lot of time. Oh, you're in pain? I'm sorry. Hopefully not due to anything bad. That definitely sounds rough. Hopefully it's just like the good kind of pain that comes from working out and whatnot, and it's not something negative. I'm almost thinking for ones like these. That if I were to do some line art over top instead of taking it in a more painterly direction. Let's just pull up the references. It's always good to have references, in my opinion. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing art. It helps so much to have a reference of what you're trying to draw, especially if you're trying to nail a likeness. For me right now, I'm trying to get the likeness of Miss Kaya, but I want to make sure that I do so in a way that honestly is also kind of forgiving to me. Because if it were up to me and if I had all the time in the world, well, Bug and Dave can probably attest to this, I'd paint every single strand of fur that she's got. And actually on the sketch, one thing I should fix, I should actually kind of deepen the angle of the eye here. I'm noticing it does still have some jitters to it, but I think that's kind of an issue with some of the drivers in Windows 10. Alright. There are much cleaner ways to do it if you're going for a true perfect partial circle, like for a pupil and whatnot, but we're just going kind of for a sketch as of right now. So I kind of want to give her little eyelashes, because when you've seen her in real life, you'd see that she had really, really pronounced eyelashes. But honestly, even this, detail-wise, is not entirely what I'm going for. Because really, I want to see how much I can simplify it. At the same time, for the project that I'm working on, having some panels that are like this would be really cute. It would be really nice. The interesting thing, one of the things I actually like most about Kaya's facial patterning, first of all, when she was a baby, this little white patch on her forehead, it actually looked like a heart. It was kind of shaped like a heart. And that's part of what made us completely fall in love with her. It was just so cute. Oh yeah, that would make the little one just lose her mind bug. My goodness. If her big girl were up here in her room, let's see if I can turn this without Hitting my microphone. Oh yeah. The jitter issue persists, but that's fine. We'll just smooth it as we go. It also doesn't want to seem to pick up my pen pressure quite the way I like it to, but that's actually okay in the grand scheme of things, because it's better than what it was doing earlier, where it was deselecting all of Photoshop, and then when it went back into Photoshop, it just left globs of digital paint everywhere it touched. I'm just happy we got that resolved. I'm also endeavoring to break my bad habits. I was taught to draw and to sketch in particular with very rough, fast, emotive strokes, which you can probably even still see in the actual sketch. It's a very traditional hand-drawn animation kind of style of sketching. And as I got older, I started to really, really value like the smoother, crisper lines. But by then, I had already learned habits that weren't quite as conducive to that. So it's been kind of a war with myself to behave and not give in to the temptation of going super, super sketchy. Things are sketchy enough around here as it is. Let's take a peek. Yeah, that's pretty neat. Oops. And I'm just leaving the interface on the screen for now, guys, because I know that some people like seeing things like layers, what colors are being used, things of that nature. If you like just seeing the painting, I'm totally fine with that too, and can switch things around in the times to come. Because honestly, when I'm not streaming or recording, I tend to move stuff around a lot. These little panels get hiked all over the place. Sometimes they're on a different monitor entirely. But I want to do a comic along with Bug and Dave, because I rope them into everything, whether they want to be or not. Fortunately, they usually want to be. Featuring our dogs, because we have such silly little stories of things that they've done. Hey, Fade. Hope you're doing well. And I always like to kind of imagine them, not just in their real life situations, but in kind of silly, fantastic situations. Because I think that their view of what life is like is way different than ours. And I'd like to think that in their minds they're having some pretty amazing adventures with some of the stuff that they do. even if to us it seems just like puppy days. Unfortunately, the reference is so dark, I just have to kind of guesstimate where her little nose holes are. Unfortunately, I do have some other pictures of her. I'm just having pictures of the nose in general to get the shape down. That'll help a bit. I love both Fade. I gotta admit, nothing really for me replaces traditional pencil sketching. And if I had more time, energy, and inclination, I'd probably would have, even for today, taken some photos of some of the pencil sketches I have lying around. But I figured it might be easiest for now just to grab some pre-existing doodles and keep going with them. I want to make sure I keep this kind of stuff off even when school starts back up. Oh my goodness, yes. I'm never going to hear the end of the walls, am I? To be fair, I did quite a number on them, and also a cute little stool that I had. I don't remember what it was shaped like. I think a turtle? Yeah, Fade, I would honestly... Well, okay, I'll put it this way. I only use a mouse to do design work kind of stuff. Sometimes a mouse can be really helpful for certain tasks. But yeah, I always recommend tablets. I can't really speak for drawing on touchscreens so much, or how different devices and stylus work. But I have used tablets for a number of years and I really enjoy them. Unfortunately, the ones that have the actual screen as a part of the tablet, they're still comparatively expensive compared to the ones that are just tablets without a visual screen on there. Love Man, okay. Do tell. Share with the group. Certainly, go for it. Hey, Rumbar. Oh, Love Man, thank you so much for the follow. Your account got hacked. Yikes. Oh, that's really scary. I'm sorry. Seeing Blue, welcome. Well, I'm glad you're back. Hopefully they didn't get any, like, personal information off of you or anything. definitely want to simplify that more. But for now, we're gonna just get the rest of these lines on and then start laying in some basic colors. Because my favorite thing to do, honestly, I like lines and I like shading, but I'm not quite as fond of working in color, which is, it's a little weird maybe, but oh, thank you, Seeing Blue. Oh man, that's, you lost all of your followers and the people you followed? Drawing people's awesome, Fade. Drawing people's absolutely awesome, I have to say. I need to get back into drawing my characters, but I think I'm gonna, for the most part, I think I'm gonna simplify them too a little. Instead of doing the full-on weird semi-realistic portraits that I tend towards, just because they're so time-consuming. Destin! Hello and welcome, and thank you. I'm glad you like it. That's our Kai Kai. I'm hoping to add some art that's kinda evocative of the rest of our dogs too, but again, I want to make them more cartoonish than this. They've got to be not exactly chibi, but something similar. They've got to be like a little smushier, and that's one thing that I've never super gotten the hang of over the years. Except for like baby dragons. For whatever reason, I can draw some obnoxiously cute baby dragons. Oh, Destin, thank you so much for the follow. Oh, that's awesome. Baby yeah, I love drawing baby dragons, but I tend to do like weird, obnoxious things with them to make them as cute as I can. Okay, let's pull this out to a little bit. I need to fix some perspective there, but I don't know, Bug, what do you think? I will have to put the black in, actually. Let's actually hide those lines. We'll make a new group. Nope, that's a layer. Don't be dumb. Make a group. Alright, so these will be clean lines. I'll actually even be good to you guys and not just go into my usual horrible habits of not naming anything or naming them nonsense. Like, I've literally in the past been so frustrated that I've just gone in and named it something random and been like, no, I can't deal with this anymore. It's a sketch. Let's work on some flats just to get an idea of what we're actually working with. You got a baby frost dragon? Oh my gosh! I miss playing D&D. I miss playing D&D so much. Those were such good times. What kind of character do you play in D&D? And thank you, love man. That's really kind of you. This is Photoshop. It's, oh, what CS version is it? I think it's CS 5.1, maybe? I have not updated in a really long time, and honestly, guys, I'm totally okay with just having a perpetual license and not having the bleeding edge version. I'm sure school will actually require me to get the newest variant of it at some point. But for now, I'm cool with this being what it is. Alright, so she's actually got like a little bit of gold there. It's almost like eyeshadow. And then this comes up. I just dig the asymmetrical patterning so much, I have to admit. I love our one boy who is like very, very symmetrical in his patterning, and it's just his eyes that are two different colors, so it kind of makes him stand out a little bit in that way, but this, like with the spot on her nose, it's just so cute. It adds character. We're gonna have to fix your nostrils, puppy, because they're out of proportion, but for now, we'll just darken it. Metabang Pro. I've never heard of that. Let me look into that. Oh, your first was a tieflings are good. I love all things demonic, honestly. And of that, I can totally ruin the mood of the puppy stream in just a moment. Hold on. Unfortunately, I don't have the cuteness of a baby dragon. It's not on this PC. Metabang is free. Oh, see, that's where you guys are gonna get me, because I really, really admire these various softwares that are free instead of, you know, either buy to use or subscription or things of that nature. It's just, I think it's good for the various industries. Where is it? Oh yeah. Would be okay, so yeah, for things demonic, I'll give you guys a sneak peek of the redesign I'm working on for Twitch. Let's Control HU. This has like a million layers because I just got lazy and frustrated. And it's what happens when I do things too late at night. But yeah, this is gonna be kind of in the vein of what some of my stuff is gonna be going forward. Once I can get all the panels the way I want them. Yeah, once this is done, Fade, then we'll finally have rules. We'll finally, and the skull is because that's how long it took. Jerzan is like long gone by the time that I got the rules together. All we have left of him is his skull. Thank you. And yes, yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, they are on Twitch. It's just Discord. I gotta post them in Discord. Fade, you know me. Everything I do is just derpy and bass backwards. Oh yes, lilies. Gotta love the lilies. But anyway, enough of this grimness. Back to the adorableness of puppies. Because puppies are what it's all about, right? At least that's what my life's been lately. And once I've tackled Kaya and Talon, that's when I'll actually start working on some pictures of the white huskies, because these guys, I have to admit, they're a little bit easier because their facial markings do so well to map their structuring. Like, it is a really great way to map their structuring. But the white huskies, you've got to look super close and see what their actual features and bones are leaving on their face as far as little shadows and divots and highlights. those features become a lot more prominent. Alright, so I'd say that kind of something like that. And some of the pictures I'm looking at, her eyes are so icy, they change. They go between like jade and blue. Oh, you lost your tablet's pen? No. I feel you. For months, I wasn't able to do digital just because I was having some technical issues with the cords. And I couldn't get it actually connected to my PC and working properly, but oh, that's horrible. Do you like doing traditional though? Seeing blue, or is digital definitely your main thing? Oh, well, thank you, Dustin. You draw all your stuff with a mouse? Wow. That's actually impressive. I would not have the wherewithal to do that. As Bug knows, I'm very impatient when it comes to art. Even though I take forever on it, I somehow am also super, super testy about how fast I want it to be done. I don't want anything to take as long as it has to take. Alright, so that's just a nice little basis. Alright, Destin, take care. Thank you so much for stopping in, and thank you for the follow. Might be too soon, but I almost want to drop color on her sooner rather than later. Just to start playing with the gold and seeing what kind of a balance we can do. Alright, let me see here. Tablets are always like, they seem to bring the worst luck, honestly. The only thing that's a nemesis to me more than tablets is printers. I definitely have a hate-hate relationship with printers. It makes sense seeing blue. Honestly, sometimes I like the way that my stuff looks more as a sketch than a finished piece. I don't know why. I think that sometimes sketches just have this kind of honesty about them that, I don't know, it just resonates a little more. But yeah, doing digital and practicing digital, it's so much fun. Just block that there. I'll actually block this here a little bit. And Bug, feel free to let me know what you think of the colors I'm using. I'm actually going to pull this underneath that. Make my life super easy. Because again, I want to use as few colors as possible. Like, I know that the magic with her fur really comes from layer effects. Because Sable is actually just so many different colors thrown together, but You know, that makes sense about your eyes picking up the lines that look best to them and just kind of filling in the blanks. That's not bad. I'm going to... Color test should be actually above flats, but right now we're just being super, super lazy. And we're going to take this, put it probably up here, because unless Bug objects, I'm going to put this up here. Like a darker gold? Yeah, I think that what we'll have to do, I almost want to put a touch more red in, even though she's not exactly red. You know what I actually want to do? I want to test something. I want to see what this would look like if we did a color test. This is another cool thing about digital. Let's just stroke some of this in here and see what color this makes it. Playing with some of the layers to find the right color. Because it's always good to not darken things just with black if you can help it. You want to kind of go... I've seen people aim for the warms and aim for the cools, but I like warming the shadows personally. Digital color mixing is so nice. Less yellow. I could, yeah, you know, I could pull more red. Hold on. Let's actually... This is the commitment to getting the colors right. I picked like the hardest one to do first, honestly, as far as color. Like the white dogs are easy because you just softly base them in something like blues or purples. About that. Talon's nice and easy because he's like a wolf gray, so he's a little more straightforward. He does have some tan to him, but it's not super pronounced. And we will add more black in later, Bug. That'll probably like be sort of a final coat. No pun intended. Maybe it was. Oh, got you drawing doggos, see? Drawing's good. Whatever drawing we can get anyone doing, it's good. Oh, hold on, I'm an idiot. This is what I need to do. Let's mix that up there just so we have a little bit of a reference. And I'm actually gonna, you know what, I'll do this right over here. Gonna make one of these. Let's do a multiply over that. Mix it a little darker. And mix it over that. That's, yeah, stuff like that. That can be really pretty. Well, and the thing is with her is that she changes color like 15 times a year. She's like all manners of golds. And not exactly reds, but there's something to that in there. And Babin, your cheebs are amazing. Super, super amazing. I cannot give enough credit. Like, you have this gift that I cannot even fathom, honestly, because I try to draw cute and I fail at it so miserably. It's just sad. Oh, there I go, drawing on the wrong layer again. Good job. Oh my goodness. You're gonna prove that I don't fail at cute. Don't. That scares me. You probably have cute dragon art that I don't even have on this computer at this point. Gotta give her this little peachy puff undertone. Now, Bug, I have pictures of her where her eyes are like true ice blue, like icy whitish blue. And then I have some pictures of her where they're a little more jade. What color are you aiming for? Definitely Photoshop. I'd like to try out some other drawing and painting softwares though, just because I'd like to see what all's out there. I got Photoshop, so I just haven't been on the market for it, but it would be nice to know what's out there. Okay, we'll go with ice blue. I kind of figured as much, I just wanted to double check. Because both are super, super pretty. I think that's a nice start anyway. See, she's going to be the most complex coloring-wise, I think, because you're probably going to want to layer in her colors a little bit. some of the white back. Don't go into multiply. Come on. You should just intuitively know what I want you to do, software. That's the terms of our relationship. Oh my gosh, Joxer, I just saw what you're saying about the dogs. Yeah, painting the dogs. Yeah, I don't think they'd be super fond of that, just because I know of how they respond when they get even something like baths, so. Bug, how in the world are we gonna make this dog not complex to illustrate? Because now, on top of this, she actually needs, like, a true black layer. Like, what I could do, if you handle the coloring, and I don't have to deal with it, so that you can end up, ensuring her coat is exactly as you want it, then I could do like a black layer over top, just preemptively, that you don't have to deal with. Because I kind of assume it would be like more line art. You still got the hex codes from when you were painting her before? Yeah. You didn't know I did art? Oh my goodness. That's, like the, oh, what would you even call it? That little, page thing I have whenever I'm offline, the offline screen. That's from a painting I did, wow. How long ago was that? 4 years ago? 5 years ago? I don't even know anymore, but yes. Oh, yes. Yes, it is. I hope to get back into doing art like that at some point, but it's so time consuming. It's so time consuming. I was going through a phase where I was drawing all of my characters in a similar fashion, and I just kind of burnt out because when it took so long to get everything finished, it was just rough. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, a long time ago. Oh, I don't even know how long ago it was. I briefly considered taking up streaming to just like solely stream art, but I never quite worked up the courage to do it. I think I like fumbled around and I was using like one of my original usernames, because I have it kind of not hidden, but I have an old DeviantArt account or two out there that's got my stuff on it from over the years. And it was back when I had a Twitch account with that name too, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I'm like, no, you know, I'm not. I'm just gonna go skulk quietly instead. But I think after getting used to it with the gaming, it's made it a lot easier to get into it with the art. because I think if I had tried to balance doing art and talking in chat and, you know, figuring out all of the community aspects of it at the same time, that would have been, like, really, really tough. But now that we've got certain elements of that down, Babin, that would be amazing. Oh, that would be so cool. I wonder if there is something like that out there, because if we could just sit and doodle together, oh my gosh. That would make my world. And again, guys, just be prepared whenever I'm doing art streams. I know it's kind of quiet. I'm kind of, a lot of times when I'm doing art, I listen to music, but I'm kind of savoring the quiet as well right now. So it's always kind of like a bring your own music stream. I know a lot of people, when they're doing art streams, they like turning on their own music and stuff for everybody to listen to, but honestly, it would probably be a little weird to listen to the sort of like epic rock and epic pop genre stuff while I'm doing this. I usually don't listen to like death metal when I'm painting puppies and baby dragons, but I can't always promise that I'm not, so. Oh no! Oh, seeing blue. I'm gonna cross my fingers that it comes back. I have this belief that things they like sneak away and they hide. And I don't know, it's like the little imps or fairies or whatever are hiding them from you, and if you just like ask nicely, they'll eventually give them back. Because I've had things that I knew exactly where they were, then they went missing, and I'm like, okay, I give up, give it back, and then they're back. Either that or my dogs are playing tricks on me. It's the more likely solution, but it's not the more fanciful one, so I choose not to believe it. But it's probably the dogs. Ooh. Oh, okay. You've got copyright friendly music. That is awesome. I might have to hit you up for some info on that, because that sounds like it could be pretty perfect. Kaya's fur pattern is so weird, Bug. Have I talked with you about this lately? Have I griped with you about this lately, that she is such a weirdo? Like, I love her. She's my lovely weirdo, but she is a total weirdo. I don't know if it's because this one picture I'm looking at is because she's out in the snow, but I almost feel like I need to put like a very delicate desaturation over all of this, just to get it where I want it to be. I almost wanna like throw everything once I get it the way I like it. I almost want to throw it into Illustrator and just live trace it to see what happens. See what the simplified version would look like. I know, right? Getting a replacement might be a good idea. Oh, hi, Raza. She's awake. I was hoping that if I ran her for like an hour between the game stream and the art stream, she'd take a full nap, but I don't know about that. Oh yeah, she's sleepy. If you hear any stomping and banging, that's just little one deciding to settle. Yeah, but you know what, honestly, I'm just gonna, anything that's black here, I'm just gonna truly black in. And feather out. Because it's starting to look painterly, and that's the opposite of what I want it to look. Honestly, I'm liking it better now that I'm just blacking it and not letting any of the undertones come through. Yeah, I definitely will. I'm honestly, right now, I'm just using the defaults, but I was bad. I didn't, because I haven't been drawing lately, I haven't even installed my own old brush sets on this new computer, so, and by new I mean a couple years old. But we'll get into it again. The gold on her head is very faint. Okay. It's what we get for having a doggo that changes with the seasons. Just feel like... You know what it is, Bug? I think it is desaturation. I know that both you and I, we have this natural inclination to, like, pump up her color a little bit, but I think desaturating it is the right answer. Oh, sweetheart. No, don't. No, you're not done with your nap yet. Don't be sassing. I'm gonna throw a gray layer on and see what it's like. Yeah, it's definitely there. It's just like hidden underneath all that black, I think. You know what I'm wondering? Okay, hold on. Okay, that did help. But what I'm thinking... Okay, how are we gonna do this? Let's think about this for a second. How do we make this as easy as possible to translate? And what I'm almost thinking is, if we want to kind of cartoonify her more, we'll do this just in case we screw up, because this could go horribly wrong. Like that. If we just kind of make little patches. No blues right now. You really should be taking a nap. You're gonna be grumpy if you don't. I'll have to take some pictures, guys. You'll probably get a kick out of it. Some of what's been making Raza so grumpy as of lately. I've been making sure every time I do have the opportunity, I get her teeth that she's managed to lose and not eat, because she has eaten a few of them. But I have quite the collection of puppy teeth now, and some of them are so ridiculously tiny. They're just adorable. See, I almost feel like her pattern comes in these waves, almost like this. And that the fur, the pattern I was doing is actually wrong. It's actually, like, my brain wants to do it one way, but my eyes are saying, no, don't do it that way, do it this other way. And we'll get rid of some of the mess then that we're making once it's done. Just to see, what's that? Let's get rid of that for now. Let's go to the eraser and start cleaning up some stuff. Just to see. Because I think if we do this and then add that darker color back in, it'll be a much more apt and accurate way of doing it. Yeah, Raza, she's probably gonna be a little bit loud and a little bit cranky until she gets through the teething. And I do apologize for that. There's unfortunately not a whole lot I can do for her. But oh my goodness, she has so many toys. So many toys. Especially for the purpose of teething on. I know that Kaya looks kind of like a tiger husky right now, but it'll get better, bug, I promise. Or it won't, and you can say, no, you're ruining my dog. And I'll be like, yeah, you're kind of right. Let's just drop this on and see what happens. It's a little too brown. Let's grab. That color's kind of nice. Like if you had to pick like hex code wise, bug, three colors that you'd use for her aside from black, I think that's what my task to you is going to be. 3 colors aside from black for Kaya. If you had to pick only 3 colors aside from black, this is like your homework assignment, bug. To make this super simple, like if I had to do cell shading on her, the 3 colors aside from black that you would use to define her, and you don't have to use, like, I'll just put for like her main patterning. I won't make you do that for like her cream color, black, white. Those can be their own thing, but yeah, I know, it's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be super, super brutal. But if we're gonna simplify her, I think that's the only way we can do it. I think that's literally the only way, because unless we actually, because I'll be honest, I know how I originally got her colors, and it was through like a lot of brushiness and a lot of like taking time to suss out all of the nuances, and I honestly don't like that as much as that. Yeah, at the end of the day, I just don't like that other color quite as much, so we'll get rid of this. Noodle Poodle, no. 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 I definitely like this better. What? Don't sass me. I almost feel like the area around her eyes is pretty decent, but actually this needs to be a little bit whiter right through here. Much lighter. Okay, one moment, Raza. Oh yeah, you can tell I've gone into total mommy mode with her, Thad. She's just like, I definitely empathize. I also empathize with myself just because it's like, cranky baby. She's bruised me up quite a bit, if I'm honest, just with all of her grumpiness and teething, which I know, you're trying to you're trying to defend yourself. Mommy's telling mean stories about you, I know. Come here. We'll let her out and see if she can behave. Spoiler alert, she can't behave, but we'll give her a try anyway. Are you gonna get your blankies? Girl, get your blankies. I'll prove you wrong, Mommy. I'll be good, she says. As she goes off to get in trouble. Yeah, it seriously looks like I was in some sort of like really bad situation with all the bruises on my arms. Just because she gets upset and she wants to tug on something, so she grabs a hold of my forearms and tugs on those. And it gets a little rough, and she is told no, but I also know that true training is not going to come easily until TV is over. Get off my desk. And that's why I tell you can't be trusted, because you're standing on my desk. Get down. Get down. Thank you. Do I feel safe in my home? No. That's a question I got asked, guys, because Talon, who is our really big boy, he got scared one time when I was taking him out, just to potty, when there was, it was a few years back, there was like a hurricane, and I remember that he got spooked. I don't even remember why, but he got scared of something, and he ended up running straight between my legs. And he was in front of me at the time, so he turns around, runs straight between my legs, and flips me literally head over heels, and I landed just like on my head. I landed just directly on my head, and I felt my spine just do something weird. So that was a trip to the emergency room. I was able to walk and everything afterwards, thankfully, but I wasn't taking any chances. And yeah, that's one of the questions they asked. They're like, I don't think they believe me that the dog did it. And they're like, do you feel safe in your home? I'm like, yes, I just would rather that my dog doesn't get scared and flip me over. It says, AKA the story of how Dave became the one to solely take Talon out. Let's see if we can do something. Oh my goodness! Ronbar, thank you very much for the bits. Bits for bad puppy stories. Stories featuring the baddest of puppers. They're amazing, actually. They're lovely, but they do have their quirks, that is for sure. Sort of like Raza stealing a piddle pad and going under the bed with it to eat it. Alright, one moment, guys. I'm gonna have to retrieve that from her because she's not allowed to eat it. We love puppy stories, Fade. And Thad, if I remember correctly, what was that bug? Was that Hurricane Sandy? I don't remember. One moment, guys. I'm gonna get the puppy so she doesn't eat the piddle pad. Oh my goodness, Fade. Yeah, I can empathize with that so much. Raza, do not take the... You sassy little girl. I swear, guys, she's a demon. She's a true demon. Alright. She's lost her freedom, unfortunately. He was small when he did it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, they can be so powerful. They're definitely stronger than you might give them credit for. I know that Noodle is only like probably 30 some pounds at this point, and with the amount that she pulls me, oh, she's so strong. I am trying to teach her how to walk properly on a leash and harness, and she just wants to like throw herself down the stairs half the time. I think she thinks she's bungee jumping and that I'm just gonna somehow prevent her from falling. But honestly, she's more likely to take me with her. No, it's true, you are. You're more likely to just pull me down with you. Aww. Sad story, but I know, it's a really sad story. Don't bark at me. Don't bark at me. I kind of wish you guys were able to see her. Not me, but her, because I'm actually petting her while she's doing this. So she's being a true grump. Don't be that way. Really? Yeah? I know. Do I like that? It's okay. It's actually... It's interesting how the shape of her eye actually looks in a photograph, because it has this almost comic bookish kind of outline around it like that. But it doesn't, like, by itself, it doesn't look super real. I know. I feel the same way about everything. I know, we agree on so many levels. Uh-huh. But you need to take a nap. Or you won't be allowed to play with Kaya. If you don't take a nap and you're grumpy, you won't be allowed to play with Kaya because you'll make her mad. If you're grumpy and you're mean to her, she'll get mad at you and she won't play with you. I know. She'll just go and she'll sit up on her ottoman and she won't play with you at all. And she'll just be mad. You've done it to yourself before. I know. Oh, Fade. That's okay. Like, put another layer over top of it and, like, trace over it if you can. I've done stuff like that too. Like, if you can salvage it, by all means. There's not much you can do for the background itself, but at least you could, like, remove the person from it. And yeah, she definitely likes talking with me, Thad. That's one thing that I really love about Huskies. No! Skyhook, thank you. Not as good as Bob Ross. Like, Bob Ross was a legend, seriously. I love his stuff. And he's so calming. But all the same, I do love art. And I do love art streams. Like, people sharing art in general, that's amazing. Especially when you have the chance to see the process and how people think. If I were being super, super serious again, I'd just take, like, either the brush and make it bigger, or use a circle tool. Really? Yeah? I had no idea. But for just a sketch, this is fine. And honestly, the more comic bookish you make something, the more you can just, like, let certain things like that just go. I know I need to loosen up, like, a lot in my art. Alright, you're getting muted because you're a rude little girl. Angelic! Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Ooh, Babin. A noodle doodle? Oh, I love noodle doodle. That's an amazing idea. Let me see. Oh my gosh! No, Babin, she's adorable. I love her. Oh, she's so sweet. And it's so true too. The pillow theft is so real, guys. It's crazy. we might be winning the night-night battle with Noodle. I think, I went and I turned the light out super fast, just because I knew that that would probably encourage her to take a nap, because she knows when the light's out, it's seriously night-night time. Even if I'm doing other things. She knows that means that she's just got no chance. I swear, Bug, even in some of these photos of her, some of her markings and stuff, the way they hook around and everything, it almost looks like she's stylized already. But yeah, it's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna limit you to 3 colors. 3 colors. For that fur. You need a base, a highlight, and a shadow. Because I just don't want us spending too much time on like trying to texture everything and get it looking like fur. I'd rather just do this as simply as possible. Because I feel like these sketches actually aren't taking too long. Like, I feel like they could be simplified, and they should be at some point, just so that it can be whipped off super fast. But in the meantime, go with this. I think her main thing this actually needs to be thicker. Okay. Once she is simplified, I think this uneven stripe on her nose, that's going to be a big thing that I pull on, and then the really thick markings around her eyes, like that kind of, she's got an almost, I don't know what they'd call it, it's almost like a double mask. I don't remember if they call it a wolf mask or what. She's not quite got enough of the black and the patterning on her to be a dirty face, but she's definitely got one of the doubled up masks. And I think that's going to be one of the things that I try to accentuate upon. So it's going to be the stripe, the mask, and these really thick, dramatic eyes, because seriously, I'll have to show you the photo, Bug, that I'm looking at, just as a reference point. She looks like she's wearing eyeliner. She looks like she's a comic book character. Yeah, not including cream and black. Cream and black can just, like, they're freebies. Just for the gold part of her fur, we need a mid-tone, a highlight, and a shadow. And I think that you're going to be happier picking them than if I picked them, I think. Because I could always go back into some of my old art that I've done of her and see what I chose. I could kind of steal from the ones that you chose too when you were doing the coloring. But I'd rather go with your coloring because she is yours. Tal, unfortunately, is super easy. I basically just have to draw him in black and white, then add some of the wolfy tans to him. And he's good. I don't think that'll be too hard. No rush. Go ahead and do it after the stream. I'm gonna play with line art right now, actually, because I think that'll be a prudent thing to get nailed down, so to speak. I'm so glad everyone's doing art tonight. That's so cool. We need to have a couple nights a week where we just sit and we be creative. Share tips. Share things that are happening to us that are blurg. Because there's always something in art that's a little bit blurg. Even when it's going well, there can also be things that it's like, well, this is great, but this other thing over here, it's just driving me batty. Yay! Dad's doing art. Babbins is converting everyone. Excellent work, Babbin. You are most definitely the best. Yeah, coloring is actually, I mean, that's a huge thing. That's a huge deal. I know that Bug likes to kind of minimize it sometimes, but it's literally its own profession, so... Especially in stuff like the comic book industry. For a long time, I wanted to be more of a writer and a pencilist, and then have other people handle colors and possibly inks. I was a little back and forth on inks because it's fun. But I was thinking, well, the thing I could let go of most easily is color. And then, of course, I went through a phase where, and I'm still going through it, I'm doing my best to break out of it, where delegation is like one of the hardest things for me to do. That is like one of my serious weak points. I want to do everything myself, and it's not because I don't think other people can do it. I know they can. I just feel this weird obligation to. And honestly, that's something that is like, some of my classes lately, they've been like very serious about, no, you need to figure out what your weaknesses are and you need to fix them right now. So that's one thing I've been kind of working with. And Bug, of course, is super helpful because she takes care of so much awesome stuff. And so is Dave. Don't want to ever discount Dave, but my goodness. Bug is a busy lady. Oh, also this freckle. Yes. This little freckle. That is super important. I'm just not doing noses well tonight. I don't know what's up with me. I usually love the little noses. You like inking and lining too, Babin? Yeah. Coloring, yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not alone on that because it's like blurg. Like, sometimes it's like, okay, this should be fun. This should be the fun part. But then I get to it and I'm like, ugh. More often than not, I just kind of grumple my way through it and then eventually something happens and I'm like, okay, that's passable. And I finish it and just don't want to look at it again, but it's part of the reason why I actually really love working in black and white first, then going to color last, because I just have fun with the tones and values and getting proportions right and doing texture rendering and all that kind of stuff. Color's fun. Color's super fun. Don't get me wrong, but it just, like, working straight up in color's super fun, but it's just not quite my speed. You know what it is? I think I liked it more in traditional than digital for whatever reason. Like when I was doing oil paintings and stuff, that was really, really nice. But digitally, I just like sticking with my black and white. Yeah, we did do a book, and you know what, Thad? That's okay. There have definitely been times where I've gone in like super, super close to something, and this is honestly, this is where I can be. It's obnoxious, but this is where being a little spoiled and admitting if you have multiple monitors and you zoom in really, really close on one, and you're trying to like fix things up in the details, but you don't want it to look weird when you zoom out because sometimes that can happen. So you're in here and you're cleaning stuff, and then you might zoom out and say, oh, that doesn't look so great. I don't know if you can do it in every software, but I know in Photoshop at least, you can have a zoomed in version of it and then a zoomed out version on your other monitor, and that makes it a whole lot easier because you can kind of cheat and say, well, this is what it looks like close up. Am I doing it right? Yes or no? And if no, you can fix it without having to zoom in and out and be frustrated most of the time. I say this from experience because, especially in my younger years, art frustrated me to no end. Like, I loved it. It's what I definitely wanted to do with my life, but it just was so frustrating. The big secret... Oh, Noodle, you're awake again. Heaven help me. I know. The big secret is as simple as time and practice. Yes, I'm sorry about that. I was muted. I was trying to settle Noodle. I figured no one needed to hear that. But I think well, I hope you don't mind her crate noises because she's playing, but she's mostly vocally quiet. I'd rather her not scream in you guys' ears. Unless, of course, you want her to scream in your ears for some bizarre reason, but really, guys, I deal with that every day. I don't advise it. No, please, you get enough. Oh. You are the harbinger of our doom, then, I guess. Noodle, destroyer of all. I know. Baby, take a little bit of a nap. Just a tiny nap. I'll be very happy once we get out of the teething stage because I think that she'll go back to being much more happy and friendly of a pup. I think I need to shorten Kai's nose in that picture, actually. It's a little wolfish there. Like, slightly too wolfish, actually. Huskies have such short noses compared to wolves. I should put on elevator music? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Alright, so for this, I'm actually just gonna kinda copy this one I already did, and honestly it's a little stylized already because in that picture she's got kind of big, cute anime eyes, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make her ears a touch smaller because proportioned to the other huskies, she's got kind of tiny ears. So I kind of like to play up on that she's got slightly smaller ears. I want to also play up on the roundness and fluffiness of her face, which I think the first one I did there, it's pretty fluffy. I think the eyes, they actually need to be a little bit further set apart. Even though that's really cute, it just doesn't look quite accurate to me. I'm gonna just do her eyebrows. Because she is known for her awesome puppy makeup. You're not, Raza. Aw, I know. Aw. No, don't bark at me, sweet pea. She's probably saying something horribly, like, offensive in dog language. She's probably like, my person is being so mean to me. She's literally the worst. Save me. Alright, let's see if we can take this doodle and form it into, like, a little cartoon. I don't know how capable of that I am, honestly. Just get the eye shape like that. And I'll look back at the other version of her in a moment just to see. If there's anything about it I like better. Need to actually make her look that way. Alright, so let's give her like big eyes, but kind of further set apart. Let's make her eyebrows prominent. See how fast we can do this. Make her eyebrows prominent. Make her little head patch down to the nose prominent. That one eye has to change position. It's driving me crazy already. Oh yeah, that's true, Bug. Very, very true. I find it, it's kind of interesting in that narrating the art is a little bit different than narrating the games. Fluff the good boy, thank you very much for the follow. Very happy to have you here. I hope you're enjoying the stream. I kind of want... do I make her nose tinier? I don't know. I almost feel like that interferes with her being, like, the big girl, to have her nose be super tiny, because that's, like, such a puppy trait. Like, it's not that she has a big nose, but... part of me wants to make her nose smaller to be cute, but I don't know. I don't think she necessarily needs it. You can tell just from that. Aww. I'm glad, Bug. Honestly, of all the Huskies, don't tell, but I think that hers is my favorite likeness to draw, even though she's a challenge. At least when I'm doing it in black and white. When I start to get into color, all bets are off. She's crazy. And that's where Talon becomes the easiest, because he's actually not very colorful. If you could give me my hand back, Raza, that would be nice, but if not, that's okay. You can have it for a little while. Alright. Let's see. Oops. don't know. I think actually this level of simple could work once it's a little bit cleaner. Just something kind of like this. You hear whimpers in the background, Small Borks? Yeah. It's a husky puppy actually. She's gonna be 5 months old this month, and she is in full-blown teething, so she's not a happy little camper. Let's see, that's... We were doing so well about nap time being stream time and being able to be trustworthy out in the room and all sorts of things of that nature. Then teething hit and it all went out the window. But we'll get through that. We've been there before. You're going camping in 2 months? That sounds like fun. Yeah, Bug, I honestly think just doing a quick resketch of just the line-based stuff the lines should actually go fairly fast. Like, there's gonna be stuff I have to not be terrible at from day to day, but you know how it is. Sometimes I nail an angular proportion, then other days it gives me fits. Just gotta go back to measuring properly and not derping through it. Oh, she's so grumpy. Oh, yes indeed. Yeah, take pictures of your stuff, Fade. That'd be really great. I'd love to see that. Oh, Joxer, thank you so much for the bits. That is awesome of you. Very much appreciated. And honestly, Bug, this version of her that's colored, I actually think that it's not terrible as far as what we're looking for, but at the same time, I think if we can simplify the colors, that's what's going to make it easy. Because she's a complicated little puppy, and I'd really rather narrow it down. Your nose is too long, it's a little weird. Come here. Nope, that's more like it. You have a rule of going right to left? That's interesting. Any particular reason for the rule? This is driving me quite nuts over here. Part of the problem is this one eye. It needs to be more over. Even that does a lot to help, actually. think I've also got to fatten the floof of the face a touch. Because again, the fluffiness of this face. Wow, Raza, are you chewing your crate? Holy wow. Baby, don't do that. You have toys. I swear, she likes chewing on her crate to help with the teething, and it worries me. But I have to hope that she knows kind of what she's doing, just instinctually. Ooh, that'd be awesome, Fade. Yes, you definitely should. Oh, part of it too is that I didn't draw in. There's a little bit of jaw here that should be here. And that's awesome, Thad. It's good that everybody's been drawing. That's great. That actually is looking a lot better just with those little tiny things. Sometimes just the smallest edits make the biggest difference in the world. Chibi type Glanon is done. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gonna be amazing. That's seriously going to be awesome. I want to see that. Oh. Just do a save, not a save as. Thank you much. Photoshop is overzealous. The nose is still bothering me. Apparently nose is not my forte tonight. However, that's alright. This was successful. This was a nice little sketch session. And my thought is, I'm gonna keep doing the creative stuff. I might keep it up with the puppies. I might be lazy and use this stream session to mess around and further refine some of my panel designs. And I might, oh, Thad. That is adorable. I love it. I like it too. I like it too. Oh, I'm so happy, guys. I'm really, really glad that everybody's been doing art. I might do character art at some point. Usually that's kind of my downtime and decompression, kind of a private thing, but at the same time, it could be fun to do on stream, so we shall see. And Fade, again, yes. I think that if you can get it up and running and you've got all the technical stuff sorted out, like, do what I did and take the time to sort out any technical issues that could occur first, because I thought that everything was set up, then my tablet decided, nope, I don't want to work today. And we had to do some finagling before this stream, but it all turned out. It's pretty good. I'm happy with these doodles. And I think we've got a strong starting point for our little comics that we're going to be doing, Bug. That's going to be great. They're going to be kind of silly and they're going to be kind of serious sometimes, but I hope people will like them. So for tonight, this is going to be my wrap up. Not much else to say or do, but I will see you all tomorrow. First, I will be gaming with Ren again from 4 to 6, and then tentatively, like, probably, I will be doing another art stream because it's been a lot of fun, and I'd like to keep going, and especially if you guys are having fun watching it, having fun making art with me, that just makes it even better. So, thank you guys. It's been really, really awesome having you all here. Noodle cuteness? Aw, thank you, Thad. Oh, I can't wait. That's gonna be so sweet and so wonderful. Yes, we should co-stream and draw stuff and, like, talk to each other and hang out. That would be a lot of fun. Beautiful. Okay, guys. You take care, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we will all talk and hang out and reconvene tomorrow. Good night, guys.